Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Sam and today I'm going to talk about loans. Yes, how to pay for US dental school. I will be discussing about what you can do if you are an internationally trained dentist as well. So the first scholarship that we are going to talk about today is Health Profession Scholarship Program, and it is usually given through the Army, Navy and Air Force. And it takes care of about 100% of your tuition. And second scholarship option is the National Health Service Corps. Now this one is extremely competitive. There are around more than 2,000 applicants every year. And in fact, this year, out of those 2,000, only 10%, that means about 20 people got the scholarship. Now, NHSC also pays for 100% of the tuition. And in addition to that, it gives you about $1,400 as your monthly stipend. The third scholarship is the Indian Health Services Scholarship. The IHS is mainly for the Native Americans or Alaskan natives, and they also pay for 100% of the tuition as well. Now, the fourth kind is, there are certain other scholarships by, for example, ADEA and other institutions, around $10,000 per award. Even though they're small, it can help every bit. Now, if you don't receive any scholarships, then you could try some loans. If you have a green card, then you can apply to federal loan. For example, the first one we're going to discuss today is FAFSA, which stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. It is a federal direct unsubsidized loan with about 3.7% fixed interest rate. It will cover about $40,000 to $50,000 per year. Now, the second federal loan is the Grad Plus loan. It has a fixed rate of about 5.3%, and the rest of the cost of attendance for each year will be covered by this loan. Now, the third one is the Perkins loan. It has about 5% fixed rate and may be given by dental schools based on the financial standing of certain individuals only. So you would have to inquire about this from your individual dental school. Fourth one is Health Profession Student Loan. This is also a 5% fixed rate, and it's only for students with exceptional financial needs. Usually, most people need about 2 to 3 loans for the whole fee. Now, if you don't qualify for any of these federal loans, then you can take a private loan. Now, private loan companies like Salome, Prodigy Finance, etc. I am not sponsored by any of these companies. These are just the companies which some of my friends had taken loans from. And most private loan companies have very high interest rates. For example, if federal loan interest is about 4 to 5%, then the private loan interest will be about 6 to 14%. So you can have a combination of these loans like scholarships and federal loans, or federal loans and private loans as a US citizen. If you are an internationally trained dentist on a visa, then you may need to take a loan from your home country or have a green card holder or a citizen person be your cosigner. And then you will be eligible for those private loans that I just spoke about. It is very important to make sure you explain everything very well to your cosigner, as you wouldn't want them to back out at the last moment. Now let's break it down a little bit more for understanding the debt of your dental school. As you all know, in the US, in order to become a dentist, you need to complete the pre-dental course for 3 to 4 years, followed by dental school for about 4 years. The cost for pre-dental course is about $50,000 to $60,000, and the cost for dental school after that is about $250,000 to $500,000. So the total loan for a completely US trained dentist will be around $500,000 to $700,000. Now, I am giving you a range because typically the public schools will cost less as compared to a private dental school. And the tuition for in-state residents is less as compared to out-of-state residents. So in comparison, if you are an internationally trained dentist, then you may need a total loan of about $250,000 to $350,000. Since complete dental schooling in USA is expensive, I have also known a couple of people who are from the US, but they chose to do dental schooling abroad and then came back and did the international DDS programs in US, and now practice in US. And that way it costs them way less in the long term. Now after graduation, the average salary of a dentist, either US trained or internationally trained, everyone, is around 150 to 250,000 per year as an associate dentist working for someone else. If you plan to own your own clinic, then even though there will be more initial debt for the first few years, the return on investments are quite higher in the long run as compared to being an associate. Now, let's talk about loan repayment programs. What many people do is that they try to save as much as they can from their scholarships and stipends and then use it to repay a part of their loans just after graduation. And that way they save some money on the interest payments, because on many of these loans, the interest accrued starts after 6 months to a year after graduation. And in some cases, it can even start right after taking the loan. And that is the reason why people end up taking multiple loans per year rather than having a single lender give you the whole loan for the 4 years, which would result in a huge interest numbers right after taking the loan. Now, if you got your loan from the National Health Service Corps or NHSC, then it needs a 2 years commitment after graduation to repay the loans while working in an NHS approved site. Or if you took the loans from military, then you would have to work with them for about 3 to 5 years. Now, government agencies like armed forces also give loan repayment assistance, and this is all mentioned in the ADEA website, and I will link it below in the description box. Now let's talk about federal loans. If you have federal loans, then the repayment options range from about 10 to 30 years. You may also qualify for a public service loan forgiveness program. What this does is that once you make the initial 120 payments on the income-driven repayment plan, the program will discharge your debt. The forgiven amount of the loan won't be considered taxable at that end. So what's the catch? Well, the catch is that you would have to work full-time for a government agency. It may be state, federal, local, or tribal, or even certain non-profit organizations. The salary out there might be a little less, but you get loan forgiveness. You can get the complete details of this on the US Department of Education website, and I will put the link in the description below. Now, if you're not eligible for student loan forgiveness or repayment assistance, then you also have an option of loan refinancing for a better interest rate. Now, for repaying a private student loan, you can choose upfront the term for your repayment, right, from 5 years to 25 years. If you take the international dentist program, then it can take about 3 to 5 years for repaying the entire loan, since it costs you less. But if you took the 8 years of dentistry completely in the US, then repaying can take from up to 8 to 10 years. If you repay it slowly, then you can even have a 10 to 15 year loan repayment plan. The other way to repay your loans is by joining corporate dentistry. There are various corporate dental chains in USA which help in loan repayments too. A lot of people may not like the idea of working with corporate offices, and I think for every individual, they should think about the cost to benefit ratio and then decide whether they would like to work for a private office or a corporate office. Now, my goal is to give you as much information as possible out here and help you all in achieving your dental dreams. So if you found this information useful, then you might like to check out my next video on how to develop your profile to get into a great dental school, and how to study for dental boards, that is INBDE as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below or email me. And please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. I will add all of the important links in the description below. Adios for now.